everyone. Thanks for joining the MPH Generalist Prospective Student Session as part of Virtual Visit Week here at Harvard Chan. My name is Megan Karen. I'm the Assistant Director of the MPH Generalist Program, and I have a few of my colleagues on the call this morning. And I'll go first to Dr. Bonnie Blanchfield to introduce herself.
So hi, everybody. Thanks for attending this. I'm the faculty director for the MPH Generalist Program. I teach a course in the program, also the faculty director for the residential health management program.
Great, thanks, Bonnie. And then I have two other colleagues who work in the MPH office with me, Liz Brazil and Ying-Ju Lai. Liz, do you want to introduce yourself first?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Liz. Like Megan said, I work in the MPH office, but I primarily work with our MPH and epidemiology program, and I'm happy to join this session with you guys.
Hi, everyone. I am Ying-Ju Lai. I am the course administrator for the MPH core courses, which is a series of foundational courses that all MPH students take. And I think one of the favorite parts of my job is to just meet everyone and welcome everyone in their first semester in the program and to see how excited everyone is. So happy to see you all here.
Great, thanks, Ying-Ju. Thanks, Liz. So before we get started, I'll just let you know what to expect for this session. We have an hour together, and I have some slides to present where we'll go over just a review of the general MPH program options that you have, the different fields of study that we offer here at Harvard Chan. And then Dr. Blanchfield will go over the MPH Generalist program more specifically with a program overview and a bit about the MPH Generalist curriculum. And then I'll do a slightly deeper dive into what that actually looks like over 2 years in the program, what each semester is going to look like. I'll talk a bit about admissions criteria and application components for this program, which is very similar to all of our other 45 credit MPH programs in terms of application components. And then hopefully we'll have plenty of time at the end to answer your questions. So to start, this is just a helpful slide on the different types and modalities of MPH program that we offer here at Harvard Chan. So we have residential programs, both in the 45 credit version for applicants or for students who have more work experience and complete the program over 9 months, as well as a 65 credit version for students with slightly less work experience who complete the program over 1.5 years. Then we also have a hybrid MPH and epidemiology program that Liz works with. This is the 45 credit program where students come on campus for a few weeks each summer for in-person courses and then complete the rest of the program online. And finally, we have the program that we'll be talking about today, which is our online MPH Generalist program. This is also a 45 credit MPH program, but it's completed fully online part-time over 2 years in the generalist field of study. And we'll be talking a bit more about what those generalist field of study courses look like in a bit. So now I will turn it over to Dr. Blanchfield to talk a bit about the MPH Generalist program.
Thanks, Megan. So to give you an overview of this MPH track, it's fully online, so totally asynchronous, with some options that I'll talk to you about. It's 2 years and it's a part-time program. So it's a 45 credit program, but you do over 2 years. 45 credit in person is done over 1 year. So very similar program. We have added an optional campus visit, which would take place in August, where you can come on campus, meet some of your cohort colleagues, and just get an introduction to the school. And that is totally optional, but could be a great experience and a nice way to meet some faculty, see the school, and actually meet your cohort in person. The program is designed for people who are working full-time, who are also looking to learn more about public health. So very cognizant that you all will probably, not everybody, but I'd say 99% of you will probably be also having full-time jobs in the background, and you're trying to do this degree in addition. So it's 10 to 12 and a half credits per semester on average. There's a few places where you can vary that up if you want to do a winter or summer course. And all the courses are asynchronous, meaning that you watch lectures and videos and you do everything online. But there are a lot of group projects where you'll have to work with a small group of your colleagues with a deliverable for the class. And also, I believe all faculty offer optional synchronous engagement, so Zooms or office hours. That again, usually we record those for those who can't come, but it's a really nice opportunity for those of you who might want to actually talk to your professor or even see other colleagues and students online. And usually there are various times we try to accommodate everybody's time zones. So don't worry, you don't have to be totally remote. There's this option to actually engage. What we've estimated, and just, by watching cohorts already, it's about 20 hours a week. So it's a lot, because everybody who has a full-time job probably doesn't work 40 hours. We all expect you're probably working more. So it's a time commitment. We just want to be upfront about it. But the fact that you can do everything asynchronous, you can work that into your schedule the way it works best. And there will be group projects will require that you do try to find time with your group to work. And then there's obviously homework submissions and exams or assessments for most of the courses. And then we have about 50 students per cohort. We have 50 to 55, so depends. And we've had 4 cohorts. So right now we have cohort 3 and 4 doing the program. And if you decide to apply, you'd be cohort 5. Okay, so just a little bit about what the program is and what you're going to do with these 45 credits. So every MPH student in the country who's in an accredited program has to do this core curriculum. And that's the first circle there. It's 13.75 credits. Most of those courses you'll take early on in the first year, and Megan is going to show you a sample schedule so you can see how they fall out. But those courses, every single MPH in our school they're also taking those courses. So I don't know if there's any overlap maybe in some of the 105 or something where you actually might go online. You could have an opportunity to be online with other students. But then the program has a field of study coursework. And so there's 15 credits allocated to the field of study requirements that we've identified are really important courses that you need to take to get a public health generalist MPH. And those classes are emergency response class, which is very popular. There's an ethical basis of public health, practice of public health. Another course is how do you evaluate complex public health initiatives? And then there's a health justice course that has a mix of politics, power, and environment all built into that. And then the last field of study course is the last one you take, is narrative leadership. So it's really how to use storytelling to mobilize and collective action in public health. It's a great way to cap off the 5 field of study courses. And then every MPH student has to do a practicum and an integrative learning experience, which we have acronym of ILE. So both of those courses add up to 3.75 credits. And when you do the practicum, you have a pre-practicum course, then you do your practicum, it's about 120 hours, and then you have a post-practicum course. And that course is a little bit different than the other courses. We've got great faculty and is really an opportunity to meet with those faculty and help sort out what you might be doing as a practicum. And then you have the opportunity to take 12.5 credits in electives. We have a variety of electives, epidemiology, generalist, and then there's other courses that have been converted to our program that are, that are there's nutrition, there's a couple financial courses. So it gives you a little variety to take some things that you'd like to take to round out your degree. A total of 45 credits. And there is a link here to the curriculum guide if you want to dive into that. And that's it, right, Megan?
Yeah, perfect. Thanks, Bonnie. So now that Bonnie's sort of given you an overview of what the program looks like, I'm going to go through what you could expect semester by semester over 2 years. Obviously, this can change slightly depending on your specific needs and choices that you make throughout the program, but generally, this is what most students will do. This is the sequence they'll follow to complete the program. So in your first fall semester, you'll start out with core courses. So these are courses that are required across the MPH program, across all fields of study. You'll be taking a foundational public health course that every admitted student, every incoming student at Harvard Chan takes. And then you'll be taking quite a substantive, quite a large biostatistics and epidemiology core course that we require for all of our MPH students. And then you'll be starting 2 of the MPH core courses, qualitative methods and public health policy and politics. Then moving into your spring semester, you'll start off the spring semester in January with another of our MPH core courses on determinants of health. And then the bulk of your spring semester will be taken up by your field of study courses. So 3 of the 5 that Bonnie mentioned in the previous slide, emergency response, ethics, and evaluating public health initiatives. These are courses that you'll take just with the other members of your MPH Generalist cohort. And so they are, smaller classes with just about, you're going to have 50 students taking those courses together with you. Group work is incorporated into many of our field of study courses, so it's a really great way to get to know your cohort mates better while you're also completing these generalist requirements. And then lastly, in your first spring semester, you'll take the pre-practicum course. This is a course designed to prepare you to go out over the summer and complete your practicum project. Then the summer between your first and second year, you do have the option to take an additional core course or elective if you would like, but your main focus over the summer will be completing your practicum project that you solidified in the spring semester. So you'll be working on your practicum over the summer before coming back for your second fall semester and completing your final 2 MPH core courses on health systems and on leadership and communication. Then you'll also take an additional field of study course on health justice. Focusing on policy, politics, and the environment. You'll have opportunity to take some electives. You'll take typically 2 to 3 electives in your fall semester, depending on what you choose. And then you'll take your post-practicum course, which is the part of your practicum where you come back, submit the deliverables that you completed over the summer and present to your cohort mates on the practicum work that you did. And then in your final spring semester of the program, you'll complete your final field of study course, narrative leadership. You'll complete your elective requirements to get you to that 45 credit minimum to graduate. And you'll complete an integrative learning experience, which is a course in which you write a small capstone paper that
これだったらワンベッドルームなのかな？
Oh, sorry, one moment. There we go. You complete a small capstone paper where you're pulling together the competencies and various things that you learned throughout your 2 years in the program. And again, as Bonnie said, we have a curriculum guide at the link below. Includes this information and a lot more about the courses we offer, so feel free to take a look. Just a note about our electives. So we have been building out electives that are unique to the generalist program. We also have electives that our MPH and epidemiology students take that are open to generalist students. And we also have the opportunity for students to cross-register into online electives offered through the Harvard Medical School. So during your time in the program, you'll need to take 12.5 credits of electives. This comes out to about 5 to 7 elective courses that you take over your second year in the program. 19 of those are offered at Harvard Chan for you to choose from. And I've listed below just a sampling of some of the different electives we offer. So as you can see, there's a broad range. We try to develop electives that are going to sort of encompass the various interests that a generalist student might have outside of the required coursework. And then by cross-registering, if you decide to cross-register into Harvard Medical School, you have additional elective choices that you could take, and just a few of those electives are written down below. So before we get into questions, and I want to make sure we have plenty of time for that, I just want to review the admissions criteria, specifically the eligibility and application materials that you should know about before applying to the program. So the MPH Generalist is a 45 credit MPH program. So to be eligible to be considered for that program as an applicant, you need to hold either a doctoral degree, so this could most commonly be an MD degree or the international equivalent of that. Perhaps you have a JD, Doctor of Nursing, or some other type of doctoral degree. Alternatively, you could hold a master's degree and be eligible, and ideally to be a strong applicant, you would have a master's degree plus some work experience in addition to that master's degree. Or you could hold a bachelor's degree with at least 5 years of relevant work experience. So any of those academic backgrounds would make you eligible to apply to the program. When you apply, we have the same application materials that you would submit to any other MPH field of study. So you'll submit a statement of purpose and objectives, detailing why you're interested in applying to Harvard Chan, to the MPH program, and to this generalist field of study specifically. You'll submit 3 letters of reference, a CV or resume. We will accept either format. You'll submit your academic transcripts, and then if applicable, you'll submit English proficiency scores. So this is if English is not your native language, and if you did not receive a degree that was taught in English, then we would need to see English proficiency scores. And this year, for the first time in a few years, the GRE has gone from not being reviewed to being optional. So you can submit GRE or other standardized test scores, like perhaps an LSAT or an MCAT, if you would like to. And there's some guidance about the cases in which you might want to do that on the admissions website. Particularly a GRE score could be helpful if other components of your application don't demonstrate any sort of quantitative background. So if you haven't taken quantitative courses previously in undergrad or graduate work, seeing your GRE quantitative score would be helpful to reviewers. But if this isn't the case for you and you can already demonstrate your quantitative background, then it's not necessary at all to submit the GRE. So it is purely optional. More information about all of this is on our admissions website, and my admissions colleagues are very open to answering any sort of questions from prospective students about application eligibility or the different materials you have to submit. So with that, I'd like to open it up to questions. In just a moment, I'll ask you when we do to just raise your yellow Zoom hand, and I'll call on you in the order I see you so that you can ask questions. If you, for some reason, can't speak and you would prefer to type your question into the chat, we can also read that out for you. And I just have up here on this slide a number of different emails for offices as well as websites that you might find helpful. So if you have any general questions about the program after this session, you can reach out to that MPH Gen email address. Our admissions office can help with any questions around the application process or eligibility. And then our financial aid office can help with any questions you might have related to financial aid or scholarship opportunities.